Welcome back to Knights of the Old Republic. Today I'm planning on talking about all this, what is it, Nietzsche? I think Nietzsche, and philosophy, and shit, but also there's a little bit of a gameplay to do, so let's see what I'll be able to squeeze in. So far, Jedi trials, huh? Decided to train you in the ways of ancient Jedi order. After much initial training, your first task will be to learn the precepts of the Jedi Code. This code is the path by which all Jedi should lead their lives. So there'll be the control panel, as I remember. I mean, the console. So anyway, the idea is, hey, welcome sentience. It's important that the peace and harmony of all beings, that the many paths of the Jedi Order be understood. Only through knowledge can all see the truth of the Force. Well, not through evidence, not through actually doing things in front of the audience to objectively verify, but through, tenets, I guess? Yeah, surely. To prove there is a Force, we need to live a certain way, not show that we can use it. Of course it is. So we can click in and decide what kind of class we want to be by reading up on the console about the 3 classes. So, quick rundown. Consular is of course the mage. Guardian is I'm pretty sure it's a warrior, and Sentinel should be the middle ground between both. So I guess I have to pick one either way. You can read that all you want. Oh, I guess we don't get to do that. We just have to talk to what's his name? Czar here. Let's then.
Your progress has been most remarkable so far. Are you here to continue your training in the ways of the Jedi?
Yes, in fact, I'd like to progress in the game. What are my options? Want to ask more questions about Czar, Revan, and Malik? We don't really care. We just want to be able to use the Force and then fuck off, because it's all your problems, I guess. I'm ready to continue my training.
Soon your apprenticeship will end, and you will be granted the title of Padawan, the lowest rank of those within the Jedi Order. Yet first you must prove yourself worthy in the
I always wanted to be the lowest of your
order, as handed down from master to pupil for 1,000 generations. You must successfully complete 3 tests before you earn your place among the Jedi.
Right. So, what are these tests? I guess we'll obviously see once we get there, and it's not that difficult. So, let's not wait. Let's get these tests over with.
These tests will see if you have truly mastered the training you have been given, both mental and physical. Upon completing these tests, you will pass from apprentice to Padawan and join in the ranks of the Jedi. First, I will test your knowledge of the Jedi Code. These tenets must always guide your actions. In everything you do, you must always be conscious of their wisdom.
Yeah,
you
make
must now
me.
prove you have a Jedi's understanding of the Code by completing these fundamental precepts of our order. There is no emotion.
I'm not too versed in Jedi Code, but I'm pretty sure I'll be able to blunder through it. And the other thing I wanted to say, there'll be mental and physical tests that we have to pass through, which I mentioned previously. There'll be PE test at the end of this. We'll be doing 30 pull-ups and push-ups in 30 seconds or some shit like that, or maybe within however many within minutes we'll be able to. Anyway, there is no emotion. There is peace. There should be
no ignorance.
Of course, we're going through the obvious opposites. There is, of course, knowledge. There must be then serenity.
Chaos.
There must be order then, I guess. The light, knowledge, harmony.
There is no death.
There must be the Force.
Learned your studies well, apprentice.
Yes.
It will not be long before you are a full member of our order. But first, you must pass the second test and learn about the most prized possession of a Jedi, the very symbol of our order, the lightsaber. The lightsaber is the traditional weapon of our order. It is a symbol of a Jedi's skill, dedication, and authority. And each lightsaber is as individual as the Jedi who wields it. The blade is made of pure energy, focused by polished crystals in the hilt. As the second test, each Jedi must construct his lightsaber with his own hands. And now it is your time. Speak with Master Dorak, and he will guide you through the choosing of a crystal.
Sure, so, we didn't really talk to any historian or anyone important that would know the code of the Jedi code, that we could learn about. So we just, are born with this knowledge because the knowledge of the player is different than knowledge of the character. However, we do have the Force, so I guess through the Force we've got the insight. Master Dorak, I guess it is the historian, yeah, again. I don't remember what crystals we will be able to pick, but it will hardly matter once we get to the ruins in which mods are waiting for us. And yeah, he'll be talking, I guess. So, still my talking about Nietzsche is gonna have to wait.
Master Zar's bidding. He sees great promise in you.
Yes, I'm just
The time
doing
has
whatever
come
I'm
for you to
told.
choose the color of your lightsaber. This color also reflects your demeanor and position within the Order.
Which one is the misanthropy? Where do we get set with a single color?
A Jedi is not restricted to a single color. Rather, that color is a badge of pride for the Jedi path it signifies. Should you have an appropriate crystal, you may change your blade to anything you desire. But first, you should learn of the different paths a Jedi may take. Blue.
No, it's fine, I already know them.
Jedi Guardian. This Jedi battles against the forces of evil and the dark side. They focus more on combat training and use of
No, just like I summed up at the
is the color of the
panel
Jedi
there,
Sentinel.
console.
This Jedi ferrets out deceit and injustice, bringing it to light. They focus less on combat and more on other skills and abilities.
Hardly. We can see by
Color of the
Bastila.
Jedi Consular. This Jedi seeks to bring balance to the universe. They mediate between other groups, using their powers to end conflict and preserve peace.
Yes, just like with lightsaber, only using their powers should clue you in that you're gonna be using Force powers. I want to be a Jedi Counselor!
Indeed. We shall see. I will now ask you questions, and your responses will indicate which class you lean most towards. A woman and her small child are beset by a desperate-looking group of thugs. They're menacing her with weapons, and she screams to you for help. What do you do?
Of course, since you've got 3 classes to choose from, the set of answers is limited. And also, it of course reminds me again of Morrowind. That'll be 3rd time now in this game. Yeah, only there you could have plethora of classes because there was a lot of skills to choose from. And also at the end you could have chosen your own set of skills and create your custom class. But here, after answering all these questions, I'm pretty sure you're still able to just pick whatever you want if you don't like it. He'll scoff at you saying, well, you're not really fit for that, but who's gonna stop you? You're the fucking player. Help them flee, attack the thugs, stop the thugs and fight out why they are attacking her. So, skills, fighting, or force powers. I'm gonna go with force powers.
Very well. On to the next question. You are in combat with a dark
I mean,
Jedi
negotiation.
allied with the
Yeah,
Sith.
sure.
There is a pause in the combat. What do you do?
We try to turn them to our own side. After all, what greater weapon is there than to turn your enemy to your own cause? We'll go back to that later. Attack him again, so that's fighting. Try to see a weakness in his technique, that will be skills, and find out why he turned to the dark side and try to turn him, which is mediation, so a counselor. So again, this.
I suspected as much.
Yeah, of course you did.
Now for the next question. There is a locked door.
I'd hate to subvert your
goal
expectations.
lies on the other side. What do you do?
Bring the building down. Knock.
I am beginning to see a pattern here.
Oh, now you do?
I have a feeling about what you would be best at. But first, the final question. You are the head of an enclave on a contested world. The Dark Jedi have infiltrated and are causing unrest across the planet. What do you do?
So what was the question again? I was hardly paying attention because I wanted to formulate my thoughts about something else. Yeah. There are 3 classes, and so far we were asked 3 questions. If you answered most of them, leaning to either class, the pattern would be pretty clear. But 4th one is just to throw a wrench into the workings, just in case you decided to answer every question with a different response. So this one would, what would be the phrase? I don't know, nothing comes to mind right now. What I'm trying to say is this one would be the deciding one. The one you add to either one you already chose, so that would be the pattern, and that way we would be able to pin you down here. But fortunately, we're totally not fitting to any category that you could put us in, so that completely will be completely irrelevant. Anyway, hunt them down, try to lure them into a trap, coordinate with the planetary government to identify the infiltrators. Probably this is a mediation, I think, so let's go with that.
I thought as much.
I'm sure. You're very thoughtful after all.
Suitable as a Jedi consular.
You suspected that, huh?
Do you believe yourself most suited to, apprentice?
My color would be black, but you're not allowed to. Red is pretty out of the question as well, and purple is not available either, although for no real reason. So we're going with green because we have no other choice, and consular is the class we want.
Crystal for your lightsaber. Go speak to Master Jar again, and he will instruct you on how to construct it.
Instruct me about the construction. Oh, there it is, Jedi Consular. See, up in the here where I'm pointing. Finally, so I guess we get to finally put our skills into something important, as in, that is the class. So it turns out we actually do end up being a Jedi. Who would have thought? Who could have foreseen it? Only people strong in the Force could have. So anyway, what are our skills now? What are our skills now? Treat injury, still class skill. Security, yeah, yep. Still class skill. No, that's cross class. We have to click it? Maybe not. Repair is class skill now. Persuade is still class skill, fortunately, I guess. Awareness, this is a class skill. Stealth is not, never is, unless you're scoundrel from the beginning. Demolition, and computer use, good. So we're going with, of course, treat injury. We go, oh, and there are our points. That's the joke. As a consular, oh no, it's one level. It's one level, what? We're getting 1 point per class advancement because we're consular now, and we're gonna put our points into force powers, not into skills. So that's where you're fucked. Even though you've got a lot of skills to choose from, you no longer have currency to buy any. Great. I hope you're liking this Nietzsche examination of our class here. I'm going with I should be going with persuade, but I'm trying to crank out repair for the future. I really didn't put anything in repair, and I've got fuel levels pent up in the back, ready to be used, but I guess we're not gonna have much mileage out of them. Proficiency in lightsaber, Jedi defense. So that's adding my charisma and wisdom to, I think, modifiers to my defense, which is that's what charisma is good for. That's, I'm pretty sure I already went over this. It's not for mana regeneration. It's for additional adding to your statistics. Yeah, Jedi sense. So that's defense against blaster bolts. I think. Force focus is having mana, and force sensitive is having mana. Force focus should be regeneration. But so feats finally. What do we pick? What could improve us being a Jedi? We can't pick this level 6 Jedi, not yet at least. And we have to pick something. We're not going to be using lightsabers much. We were going to go for flurry, I think, eventually. Is it time yet? Level 4. Or lightsabers. Single weapon. Well, again, not really big choice. Let's go with flurry, I guess. I guess we're going to be using lightsabers now, from now on exclusively, so we're not going to pump anything else. Even though, you know, we went over this. It's fine. Finally, though, force powers, and we... Oh, I thought I'm seeing 3, but it's only 2. It's still a lot. So, finally, something we can go over. Our force powers. Our force powers gonna be, of course, first off, dark side forces, or powers. And second off, only a few of them, even though we're gonna have to advance them to level 3. So we're gonna go for lightning, for fear. We're gonna go for plague. Oh, well, that's not plague, that's wound, but we're gonna go for that as well. Drain life. And where's the plague here? That's death. That'll be the plague. No, that's the wound. That's choke. There it is. Plague. So it has to be this. Slow. Yeah. And if we have anything left to play with, affect mind and maybe heal. But of course. Anyway. Most important. Wound, because that's force choke. That will stun the enemy and pretty much take half of their health if they fail their save. We'll go with shock, because that's just area of effect damage in the end. We'll go for fear, because that's insanity, area of effect would center on you. That stuns everyone in range. Drain life, that's damage to the enemy, but also healing you, which is fucking amazing. And of course Jedi Mind Trick. So what else are we gonna go? Not for drain life. For shock, I guess, so we can do that simple attack. Yeah, that's good enough for now. And then more leveling up, I guess. That's possible, okay. So, we saved now, we're fucked. I'll keep leveling and maybe start talking. So, what I wanted to say about Nietzsche is the Jedi code that we went over, where they talk about how there is no emotion, there is peace, there is no ignorance, there is knowledge, there is no chaos, there is serenity, which is essentially peace again, and there is no death, there is the force. And how, you know, probably from other media, not really from here, this is very mediocre, not really, this is very meek, very passive, that would be a good term, very passive approach to life when it comes to being a Jedi. Oh, also, when it comes to picking your advanced force powers, you of course don't have that chance, cause fucking not high level enough. Character level 6. Oh, soon enough, I guess. It's fine. We still have forces to pick from. Horror. And another one? No, it's fine. So there's that. Yeah, very, very passive, seemingly, set of tenets. However, we know from other media that Jedi is supposed to be peaceful, helpful, protective of others, which by our guy here, Nietzsche, we know his it's very much morality of slave morality that values community, values helping others, and oh, I can already go for flurry number 3, which I probably will. Yeah, that's decided. We're going for number 3. Which values in community of weak, where everyone's weak but together they're strong, as opposed to the morality of masters, which a master is strong by himself. He doesn't need community to help and doesn't need others to make him valuable or let him survive. We're gonna go for more horror here. So wound still, yeah, that's good, okay. So there's that. But unfortunate, well, with this twist, when for this game specifically, when the Sith Code was written, it turns out that Master morality came second as a response to Jedi morality, the Jedi Code, the slave morality, and in quote reality unquote, it's usually the other way around, meaning it's the masters that decide what they're gonna do, regardless of consequences to others maybe, and without regard for them. So they're strong, and then by that they might seem oppressive and destructive to others, since the only thing they value is whatever makes them stronger, makes them fulfill their goals and self-improve, actually. So choke, that's more important, actually. That kills better. And there we have it. We've spent our force powers. There is. So leveling up for this guy is done, and that's pretty important. We're finally a Jedi now, and we can swap out for a different armor as well, because even though this one's pretty cool, the Jedi clothes, we can already... Oh, look, what's this? Darth Revan's robes? How could we have came into possession of that? That's probably a story for another time. And they're pretty strong. Defense bonus 5, plus 8 to dexterity. Gives you strength and regeneration, health regeneration. And I'm not sure if it's modified, but also you get your... oh, I already equipped it, that's fine, I'm gonna take it off. We don't really need that yet. Wisdom and charisma, so that results in us already having class armor of only 17. That's wrong. Anyway, we're taking it off. We don't have Jedi clothes yet because we're not Jedi yet. We haven't passed the test, so fuck it, I guess. We'll take care of that when it comes time, when the time comes, I guess. And we should be able to find even better robes, better revan robes. And there's a thing with that. We're gonna go over this later. So we're constructing lightsaber now.
That you have selected your crystal.
Yes, I've selected crystal, not an entire class. Take your time, just walk over to the workbench and do it yourself. You have one crystal. Open the drawer and just wave your hands around. Cast magical spells to summon just a symbol of your class. Yeah, there we go. Done. Perfect, right? Should I have better hills? Possibly, but maybe there's conflict with mods. Possibly. It should be high res because of the Gaugan. So anyway, there it is. Our first lightsaber. Well, second, really, because Bastila has two-handed lightsaber. That's also double-bladed, and she has no proficiency to help her use it effectively. Yeah, because the game is quirky, not optimal. Right. Something about it? Right, the symbol. Yes, Czar talked about how this is a symbol for Jedi class and Jedi, what Jedi does, and right in here, even though we're gonna be upgrading our lightsaber as a priority, adding stats and also influencing other things than just combat with lightsaber, we're not gonna be hitting anyone with it anymore, really, even though I'm, again, pumping feats into flurry. Might as well have one good attack, right? But yes, it's just a symbol, and as a consular, a wizard who's supposed to be not using anything other than, well, he's not supposed to be using his weapon nor his magic powers. He's just supposed to be talking. That's why we're pumping. That's why we're pumping force powers, not skills like persuasions, because we're consular. That's also well thought out, I guess. It's gonna be a symbol, just like the other wizard that we can be in the Old Republic. That I advise you to watch that series, especially with the only skimmed over part of the story where I'm playing sorcerer. And if you really want the full story, sorcerer's story, inquisitor's story, leave feedback over there. I'm doing all the classes other than that because wasn't really planning on doing it. Yeah, and there I've got a lightsaber and you get to upgrade it to improve your stats, but you hardly have skills that let you use your lightsaber. Everything is in spells. It's sort of to make it easier on, to think about. I think of World of Warcraft, where you have a staff and a wand and you don't use them ever, like even the basic attacks. You take it off the fucking bar completely because you can double right click on the target and then melee attack it from up close, which you would never do because you've got fucking spells. That's how sorcerers, well, inquisitors work, and also by extension sages on the other side. Yeah, the point is, mages don't use weapons, and we're mage, and we're not gonna be using this lightsaber. It will indeed be merely a symbol, just like Palpatine talked about. He was not using lightsabers. Well, talked about. He never was using lightsabers as an emperor in the original trilogy, because he thought them to be primitive or unelegant, something about that. He devalued them anyway. After all, he was a wizard, right? So yeah.
Extremely well in constructing your lightsaber, apprentice. Your crystal seems to have been set perfectly. It is rare indeed for that to happen the first time one constructs their lightsaber.
Strange, we've got force on the inside. Why don't you?
Found only in certain caves strong in the Force. By adding crystals to your lightsaber, you can alter or enhance its properties. There have even been unconfirmed rumors of certain Force-sensitive caves here on Dantooine that may hold these crystals.
we're gonna visit there because that's pretty useful. And of course, they've been here for a fucking while. They've been sending out their apprentices around and no one scouted that out, just like the ruins. Unconfirmed rumors, and we just gonna happen to stumble upon those. So what are our options? Can I find crystals on Dantooine?
It is a rumor only. I do not know if there's any truth in it.
Maybe they're just outright lying.
Use your lightsaber and take care when drawing it. Your lightsaber identifies you as a member of the Jedi Order. With such recognition comes honor and respect, and the attentions of dangerous enemies. The Sith and Dark Jedi will seek to destroy you, apprentice. And you must prove yourself worthy in battle against a foe who also wields a lightsaber. Are you ready to face the final challenge, apprentice?
Perhaps, I guess. No, I mean, you know, Malak is raging on and we're supposed to be the chosen ones again. I guess we don't really need to follow up with that or to that. What I wanted to say, he was talking about wielding to enemies. Fuck. Ah, yes. Careful when drawing it, because it's a fucking beam of plasma that can easily and without any resistance cut off your limbs. So take care when you draw it. Obviously, it's not because it's gonna draw unwanted attention. Yet.
I don't want to start any trouble. Yet.
It's because you can cut off your fucking legs and hands. So I'm good. I'm ready to face the third trial.
For every Jedi, the threat of the dark side is always present. You must truly understand this before you are accepted into the Order. You must see the corruption of the dark side for yourself. Even here on Dantooine, there are places where the dark side holds sway, twisting and tainting nature itself. The ancient grove once used for deep meditation by the Jedi is now tainted. A wave of darkness perverts the region around it. The Kathhounds in the area have become savage and ruthless. They have become a threat to the settlers. A threat the Jedi have promised to stop.
So, here immediately we're having three approaches. Sort of mirror, you would think. Maybe they thought about it or maybe not. I can't tell. They would seem to be mirroring your three classes and three approaches to the problem. You want me to kill a Kathhounds like a warrior. You would like, what would you have me do, Master Czar? Asking questions that seem negotiable, as well as what's causing this corruption, as in asking for answers, for understanding, like knocking at the door instead of trying to open the lock or kick it down. But maybe what would you have me do, Master Czar, is like operational, like with your hands, like with skills. Maybe that's the approach, or maybe I'm wrong and it's not mirroring anything other than fighting because you're a Jedi warrior or not. So anyway, if we're smart, and we're gonna just ask what's causing this corruption.
The Kathhounds are but a symptom of the true problem. You must journey into the grove and confront the true source of the darkness. That is your task.
Yes, what would you have me do? Should I kill Kathhounds? And what's the source of corruption? Those three questions are immediately answered with this one, not sentence, response, made up of three sentences. What would you have me do? That is your task. Journey into the grove and confront the source of the darkness. Should I kill Kathhounds? Are but the symptoms of the true problem. No. And what's causing the corruption? Journey to the grove and confront the source. That's your task. Great. Right? Simple. Illusion of choice. We've been over this. Yes. You know more than you're telling me.
I can say no more. Some things you must see for yourself. None of the other Jedi at the Academy are permitted to help you in this task. But remember this, my young apprentice. A Jedi acts with patience and care, and those on the dark path are not always lost forever. The dark side still taints the ancient grove. Your lessons cannot continue until the spreading corruption of the dark side has been stopped. This is your task, apprentice. May the Force be with you.
Yes, of course. Good thing none of the masters here not only senses my fucking corruption to the dark, but also sees into my choices of force powers that are all dark side killing things. Remember when we played Jedi Academy and Luke and Kyle actively commented on your choices when you went over your force powers? When they said they could say sign of balance when you picked light and dark. When they they can talk about your light side choices, which I never fucking did, and also dark side, telling you how you're not an evil person, you're just using tools of the dark side. Maybe it doesn't have to mean that you're evil. It just, you're just being proactive instead of reactive. Yes, of course. And there we have it. That will be almost it for today. I barely skimmed on Nietzsche here and master and slave morality, but yeah, Sith came up with their own code independently of the Jedi before they both met, as in Sith, as in the race, pureblood Siths, and Jedi Order with their code. That's a reflection of slave morality, of helping others. That should come as a result of meeting Sith, but it isn't. But the thing that I didn't really have a natural way of fitting into all this is that master morality is said to be often taken without criticism and sort of by tradition. Like all the strong say that, simple things, like we're not going to go into details right now because I'm sort of trying to finish the episode. Whatever is good for you must be good in itself, as opposed to having shades of grey like in slave morality. But so taking this uncritically and by tradition is a criticism. However, master morality is supposed to be a reflection of nobility and qualities like self-improvement, but also skepticism and investigation. So if you're taking master morality on somebody's word uncritically, and yet you adhere to tenets of master morality, you ought to examine it. So pretty much it's like throwing criticisms at being skeptical. If you're supposed to be skeptical about everything, you should be skeptical about skepticism as well. So shouldn't that discredit it? No. You can be skeptical about things, which means you can evaluate them objectively, and then they can hold water objectively and should adopt them. So skepticism is not bad in of itself. It might not be a virtue, but it's still objectively pretty good, pretty cool, as is master morality. So you should pretty much, moral for this episode, you should never be a slave morality person. You should never worry about others. You should never care about others, not help them. You should worry about yourself. There is no criticism you can levy against master morality to put you in a position where you'd rather be a fucking slave. Who the fuck wants to be a slave? Most of the slaves didn't. Think about that for a moment. So with that, thanks for watching. Hopefully we'll see each other in the next episode of something I'm playing for you for free. In the meantime, interact with the video and recommend this channel to others, cause it's fucking amazing. We're talking about Nietzsche here and slaves. Who doesn't like that? See you next time.